the things that are happening now are blowing my mind as well, like how the global nature of this. And I see this just, even if I just look through the prism of TRINICY, which is an international organization, a lot of our leaders are from around the world. I hear and see different things, and the governments are responding in different ways, different strict measures or more lenient measures, depending on where they were or where they are. Different news of developing cure or progress, or oh, we're okay now. There's so many things to consider, right? So if I feel like if you're constantly hearing death, gloom, terrible things, that's not accurate, because this is a global thing and it will affect populations and demographics in very different ways. So if you're only hearing like one thing, that can't be accurate, just logically speaking. How has this affected you and your family on a personal level?
Our life is upside down. No, I'm just kidding.
I believe you.
Yeah, well, personally, we have 2 boys, a preteen and a teenager. So now they are home 24/7. They are doing online school, and they miss their friends a lot. We noticed that we have one that is more like extrovert and really like is missing the group of friends. And then there's the other one that is like, oh, I kind of like this.
Different responses within the same household.
Yes. And as far as like, well, praise God that we still have work. And my husband needs to go to the office because his work demands some type of manual reviews or why not. And I work from home. We eat more homemade meals, like a lot more than before. And then initially, I wanted to be sure that we use our resources carefully. So I was, my husband or I were the ones cooking, and we didn't let the boys do much because usually they use more than what is needed, or they can throw more things that needs to be thrown away. So that was initially where it was kind of a little bit tiresome. But yesterday, our youngest one actually baked some banana bread, which was delicious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so little by little, they are starting to go ahead and partake on cooking and making meals, or why not. So then everybody can go ahead and be part of it. And then we're home, you know, like, except I think we went hiking last Saturday late afternoon as a family far away where there are no people around. And then a lot of these conversations, you know, through social media or using the applications or why not. So, but definitely like a lot of like not seeing friends or people that we are part of our life, you know. So that is, I think, that the biggest difference for us.
Thanks, Monica.
I actually, so I do work outside of DC, and my life kind of revolves around work and friends. My family's back in Canada, so I am alone in my apartment, and usually I'm traveling to New York to go and, of course, like advocate at the UN and attend. I was going to be in New York for about a month when this whole thing started, and then they canceled. It was for 2 different UN commissions, and all the prep work that went into those kind of felt like it was done in vain. Not gonna lie, but those were canceled, so no New York trips, no meetings anymore. So my work life has basically went from talking one-on-one with people to complete research and writing. Personally, though, it's actually kind of a blessing. However difficult it is, I'm tilted a little more introvert, so I'm dealing with this pretty good. A lot more phone calls, though. There's a lot of people. I can see and understand now why God connected me with certain people along my journey, because for this point in time anyway, I can see how he's using my life and my faith to encourage others. There's been a lot of late, long drawn out phone calls with individuals who are really, really struggling right now who don't have family around them, same situation as I. And it's been really cool to see how God uses even the tough kind of grit that you've walked through later on in life to then embolden and strengthen others in their struggles. So lots of research, lots of writing, lots of this kind of stuff, lots of Zoom calls, lots of phone calls, but also it's been a really great time to do all the things that I have wanted to do, but just have not had the time to fit into my schedule to do, like really deep cleaning of my apartment, getting really practical here, writing out, something that's really cool. God actually told me to go back and remember the sequence of events that's led me up to this point in life. And he told me to write them down. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've started a little project of writing out my story. So God uses all things. I am more convinced of this now than ever in life. And just because we've been put on hold in this season, whether it's our jobs or different aspects of life, God's purposes are not put on hold. And so doing that deep cleaning of our hearts has been really, really profitable for me at this point.
Wow.
Not just our apartment.
I like the cleaning of the heart. I
That's
need someone
powerful.
to come and clean my house. I don't like
I will.
cleaning. I don't like cleaning. I don't like cooking. I don't like any of the housework stuff.
You know what? I put out a tweet about that actually the other day, and it's when you lose motivation, that's when you have to start practicing discipline.
Yeah.
So,
and
I
I am undisciplined with all of that.
So my situation is similar to Monica's. We have two children, a son who's 13. He is he's more of an introvert, but he has really started to blossom outward and connected with a group of really good friends. And then our daughter is 11, and she is, yeah. She's a wild child. So much fun, so awesome.
You're awesome.
Connects with everyone. She is me, in a nutshell. And I really was concerned about her being away from all of her friends and all the excitement. And she's got two buddies in her class, both who have disabilities, and she like is their little caregiver. But it's been Matthew who seems to have who has been hit more hardly with this, missing his friends, and just the group interaction. My wife is an elementary principal, and so she has her office set up out in the living room. We don't actually have like an actual office in our house. It's kind of funny.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing.
It is, but it's hard because there's not like an actual place. So we've turned several areas of the house into meeting room areas, and the kids have they're set up at a table, and my wife's set up at a table, and I kind of migrate around a little bit. It has brought its own challenges. I've been an at-home dad now for almost a year, looking for another job, and so it's hit into my routine of what I normally did was I'd sit down and I'd search for and apply for jobs for about 4 or 5 hours a day, and then I would do 2 or 3 hours of volunteer work, and then I would do exercising and different workouts, and then I would clean the house. I mean, that was, and I love that. I'm a weirdo. I love cleaning and doing chores and cooking, and I was doing all sorts of stuff. I made both kids a bed. I mean, built it and did all sorts of stuff. And so that's our biggest struggle is how do the four of us still do the things that are unique and fulfilling to us individually, while also bringing it back into the family dynamic to support also the four of us and our four unique individual needs. And I think we're getting there. And now, we're about to get opened up. So, but there have been some negatives within the home. just truthful.
Surprise!
You know, but I think overall it's been a good dynamic of really connecting deeper with each other. And the biggest thing is slowing down.
Yes.
You know, just slowing down. We're not going 1,000 miles an hour. We kind of have fallen back into a normal routine of bedtime and getting up and just the structure of our life. And I think that has been one of the biggest positives for us.
Routines, disciplines,
yes,
daily habits.
Totally agree.
Those are all definitely like rhythms.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
you have to have
us.
that. Otherwise you get crazy.
My life has definitely not changed much because of the coronavirus. Like,
that's a good thing.
Like I was like, wait, everybody is joining me in my lifestyle right now. It's really sad, but I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm hearing like these reports of people going crazy, like getting really depressed. I'm like, oh, so those were normal.